Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my 1.6 Cobblemon Snapshot. We've got access to it, so we're going to be covering a few things today, showing you guys what's going to be happening. Again, this is not final. This is what they've currently got available to us in the current Snapshot. And again, just a preference, if you guys do actually want to try this out, please remember to do this on a new world, because some things are not stable. But we are going to get straight into it. And again, if you guys enjoy this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, let me know what your favorite part about 1.6 is going to be, the big fishing update. But let's get straight into it. Alrighty guys, so to start off with, we're going to be diving... Okay, it's raining, that's fun. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to be diving straight into it. First, we are actually going to kick it off with the new Pokemon. So, from my understanding, there is probably going to be a little bit more. I did see Flamigo get teased on the Cobblemon Twitter, which I found pretty funny, but here are the ones that are currently in, that I know for a fact did not have models before and did not spawn. So we've basically got Sunkern and Sunflora, we then got Giraffe again for Farigiraf, Why Not and Wobbuffet, and Ledian and Ladybug. So a couple of Gen 2 mods in there, Cramorant from Gen 8, Farigiraf from Gen 9, so a pretty nice distribution overall. And personally, as a man who likes to use Trick Room a lot of the time, like competitively, I think Farigiraf is going to be great, especially to have it in the game. So really quick brief one about what Pokemon are currently in. There may be a little bit more potentially before the official release, but that's what's currently been thrown in as of this first snapshot. So next up, we've got some of the new blocks. So straight into the mix of things, we have actually got a bit of a distribution of things. So we've got Dawnstone blocks, Dusk, Fire, Ice, Water, Thunder, Sun, Shiny, Moon, and Leaf, which is pretty cool. I think definitely from the perspective of the stones instead of just evolutions, it's probably nice to kind of have this building variety available. I think the Shiny Stone and probably the Fire Stone look really nice, but they've done really well with the textures overall, so they're pretty cool. And then we're actually into some of the Tumblestone blocks as well, so they've actually got some different variants now. So you've basically got like a smooth variant, you've got the brick variant, and also they've got like just standard tumblestone, there's chiseled polish, there's chiseled black, like there's an unbelievable amount. They've got fences, there's stairs, there's slabs, there's a bunch of different stuff that you can do now with these, which for builders for all three colors is going to be really nice. I think that's probably one of the better things that are coming into the update, whereas like a minor thing. I think definitely some blocks from Cobblemon is a really nice thing to do. And onto the next part, which some alleged planned additional features which are not in this current snapshot, at least from looking at what they've given us publicly available. They're planning to basically add even more new Pokemon, as I was saying, on top of what's already here. A couple of new structures as well. Who knows if they're going to be Gimmighoul related? Yeah, I just had a bit of a stroke. Or if they're going to be, you know, to do with some other things. And also double, triple, and rotation battles. Which, double is massive because the competitive formatting is double battles. So it means we're actually going to have proper comp battles now in Cobblemon instead of just single battles. Which single's cool, but I think doubles really does, you know, enable a little bit more strategy involved. And then you got triple and rotation from, you know, Black and White 2, which I think is really fun. And next up, we've actually got a couple of the new battle items which are coming in, which I'm really excited for. The main ones that I'd probably say, which are excluding the seeds are going to be really good for the terrains. You've got like Psychic Terrain, Grassy, Electric, and I forgot what the last one is. It's horrible. Type of Funi exists. That's all I know. But basically, they've got a couple of new items now. So they've basically got the Metronome in. They've got the Scope Lens, Protective Pads, Punching Glove, the Shed Shell. God, again. Utility Umbrella, the Throat Spray, Room Service, and Zoom Lens. So Throat Spray coming in. I know some people actually run Throat Spray on Farigiraf, which is kind of fun. But the big thing for me is actually the seeds. The server that I play on, I use a lot of electric types and things like the terrain extender to actually extend, you know, the different terrains, or even with the seeds as well. It's definitely going to be a massive addition alongside some of these other battle items, because, you know, some of them may not be used as much, but there is a couple in here that are definitely going to get their worth. And what these different items are doing, I will put them on the screen just so you guys understand exactly, you know, what each one of these items does, just so you're able to prepare yourselves a little bit further. Now, onto some of the fun stuff. So this is the big fishing update. So these are all the different fishing rods. I know, there's a lot. Bear with me. These are all cosmetic. So every single one, they have their own variants. So the bobber is just a Pokeball. So there is like a Master Ball one. There's like standard ones. There's Origin Balls. There's like all these different rods. And the big thing here, these are purely cosmetic. They do not improve the fishing odds. The part that does is going to be enchantments, which is currently not available in this version of the snapshot, but they have got a data pack, from my understanding, that does have those enchantments, which is going to be really cool. But essentially how this is going to operate is, you know, you have your Pokeball, you throw it like a fishing rod, and you can see the little lure that pops up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop into a different world and just show you some of the fishing animations and what you can basically do with these fishing rods. Anyway, we are here back where I did the intro. So there's a couple of achievements. So you go on fishing, which is like craft a Pokeball rod using a Pokeball. And then you got the Masterful Dedication, which is when you make a Masterful Pokerod. So what we're basically going to do is I'm going to... Hello, Barisic. I'm just going to put the little dude to my last slot, and we're going to quickly spawn in a Gallade, because I love Gallade. I'm going to spawn him in. The goat. But basically, there's two key things with these fishing rods, right? So you can use them as they are now, so you can throw them in. They've got like a little animation with a little bobber in the water, and it does rotate. And similar to normal fishing, when there's a Pokemon that's going to come close, you'll see there's like a little fish animation. And look, there's a Gyarados, and it sends you into battle. From my understanding as well, if the Pokemon that don't swim, they do have rafts appear on the underneath them now, which I think is from this update. I could be wrong, but I know in Scarlet and Violet they do have this with like a little pad when you throw them out in the water, just so they don't quote-unquote drown. Basically, the other really cool part of this is when you're using berries. So when you're looking for all these different types of berries, you can actually shift to actually see what they'll be able to do as bait. So all these different berries have different fishing bait effects. So it's like reducing bite time and, you know, attracting certain genders and different IVs and EVs. Like, this is crazy, because the amount of potential for this, both for comp stuff and also just as like a general thing, really, really cool. So what we're going to do is you can also use ones to actually attract hidden abilities, which is massive, because previously I think you had to actually spawn them in without, you know, being able to catch them for the hidden abilities. You can use the different berries for different things, whether it's, you know, shiny bait and such, but you can see it has actually used a berry. So pretty cool little mechanic that they've added into 1.6. Right, so onto the next part. They have actually changed the crafting recipe for the link cable, which I think is pretty good. So now you basically need quartz, ender pearls, and copper, and then you'll be able to just make a link cable. So essentially, if you have no friends, like myself, and you want to be able to trade with yourself in a survival realm without being on a server, this is the little guy that you use to actually do that type of stuff. But onto my favorite part, I'd probably say of this whole update, we actually have... So this is like the Pokerod upgrades, which I'm not 100% sure what this does as of yet, because I think I might be missing some stuff, but I'll figure it out at some stage. Then we've also got the Pokedexes, which are finally coming into 1.6, and we're going to go... Let's go with the white one. Looks like a little book in your hand when you hold it, which I think is just awesome if you want to register some things. But if I was to right-click it, it now actually pulls up the Pokedex. So it's got every single Pokemon listed in here up until 1025. Then alongside that, if I was to scroll down to number 1000, which is Golden Go, you can see in here it has a standing animation. You can click in here to have it walk, so you can actually see its moving animation. You can play its cry, so you can actually hear what it sounds like, and then it tells you different variants. So you've got like the netherite golden go, which they have in this mod, and then I'm not 100% sure what that does, but you know, it's really cool with this. It shows a sleeping animation, like it's really, really nice with how they've done this. Then on top of that, it gives you a description, which is this Pokedex entry. You've got its abilities, so good as gold, which, you know, makes it immune to status. A bit busted, but so be it. You've got its height, so it actually shows you the scale of it against, you know, your model. Alongside its base stats, so you can actually see what its stat total is. And then also, if you were to knock it out or kill it, you can see exactly what it actually drops. So for Golden Go and Gimme Ghoul at least, it's anywhere from 24 to 48. The next thing is actually evolution animations. So we've got our little Froakie here, which is going to be our lab rat. So if I was to level him up to level 16, which is when he evolves into Frogadier, watch what happens. So that is the new evolution animation, which I think is awesome. And we'll do that one more time. So we'll go to Greninja. There he is. Now, with this in mind as well, if you were to do it with a Pokemon that doesn't have a model, just so you're aware, it does glitch out the game a little bit. So if I was to go give myself... What's not the game? We'll go... Let's go for a Wattrel, right? So Wattrel, not officially in the game, it only has a sub-model. You can see it's got all of its details here. If I was to now level it up and try and evolve it, this ain't gonna look too pretty, but I thought I'd show you guys anyway. So you can see the sub-plushie kind of doesn't look as it should, and then it just gets sent up in the sky. And it kind of just sits there without anything. It kind of disappears from your inventory, and it's not great. So if you end up doing this, just be aware that does happen, which is expected. The next part is actually going to be the berries. So really, really important things with this. Bone meal used to be very, very simple to grow these. I'm pretty sure I only needed 4 to grow an entire bush. Now if I wanted to do it, I needed 17 bone meal to grow that bush entirely, and then 3 to kind of just grow another berry. So berries have kind of been nerfed a little bit with the base bush, but then you've also got the mulch, where, you know, you can always use the mulch obviously, and then, you know, you might actually get more berries from it depending on the amount of mulch that you use, or what type of mulch you use, sorry. And that's basically the new berries. So they've redone the actual visual for the bush, the growing for the bush. They visually look a lot simpler as well when you're looking at them from below. That's basically what the berry changes will look like heading into 1.6. Then finally, there's new mounts. These are all the different ones that are coming into 1.6. And on top of that as well, there is actually going to be some remodels and such, like as I was discussing. So routes, I'm pretty sure I had one, which is like where his legs kind of just sway off the edge of my shoulder, which I think is pretty cool. And from previous experience, you know, like Gimme Ghoul's quite cool. Dreepy's really nice. Skrelp looks a little bit funky. So again, it's obviously in a snapshot, so you'll see that Skrelp kind of just bounces up and down on your shoulder, which I think is quite cute, but I need to take one of them off. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a moment. There he is. So Beldum basically just hovers over your shoulder, which may have a different animation, may not. But yeah, that's basically it. That's all the changes currently in this snapshot from what I'm aware of. So if I have missed something, I do apologize. But I think the fishing concept is really, really cool. I think the stuff that I'm really excited for is going to be the Pokedex feature. I really, really am excited to have this in the game now. And alongside, I think having double battles and all these new items is really good. So it's going to be a strong update. It's going to be really, really cool. But if you guys did actually enjoy this little snapshot reveal, let me know. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Let me know what you want to see in the future, because I'm a big Pokemon enthusiast. I do like Pokemon. I do play Cobblemon a lot. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching.